कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भुः मा ते सङ्गोत्स्वकर्मणि।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
I'm Krishna Kalra. I'll first tell you about what I like, what verses that have helped me shape my life, and then I'll share with you what I do and how I function in my professional life. There are my most favorite verse is 2nd chapter, 45th verse. It's my belief and my interpretation of this verse that Sar of Gita is on just one verse, and Lord is explaining how to practice what is said in this verse. Basically, and I'm using the 108 mantras, 3 cards from that. So this 45th verse of 2nd chapter, there are 4 main concepts. And I wouldn't want to recite Sanskrit because it's not good, as well as in the interest of time, I will focus on the... so there are 3 main concepts in here, maybe 4. One is transcend. Transcend the 3 gunas. Tamas, Rajas, and Sat. So transcend. Now, it took me many years to really fully understand this, and I don't believe I fully still understand, but whatever I understand, I'll share. And it's just 2 days ago, I asked Anandam about this verse. So one is transcend. That means, to me, you live in this material world, but don't be attached to it. So this is my car, or this is my home. I have privilege of owning this home, or I have right to own this home. Those 2 things make a big difference. If I lose it, I'll be stressed if I feel it is my right to have that home. On the other hand, if I see it's my privilege to live in this house, or privilege to manage this company, or privilege to be friends with so many people, and if I lose, I'm less stressed. That's the meaning of this transcend. Second concept in this verse is nirdvando. Be without the duality. And that's also a very difficult concept, especially in the Western world. The pain and pleasure is the driver. But we hear the idea, as I understand, or I interpret, there's a pain and pleasure, but don't be attached to either the pain or the pleasure. Momentarily feel it, momentarily absorb it, and transcend, and look at the problem, what has caused the pain or the pleasure, and move on. Third concept is here, free yourself from also the loss and gain. And the last concept, which is the most important, be a possess of self. So these principles have helped my life. Karmanevadika becomes much easier to practice once I understood that I have to transcend the material world while living in it, enjoying it, but not to be attached. And then the last verse here is Sarvasya Chaham. Essentially, here Krishna says, I do it, you're only the means. You're only the puppet. I do it. And the way I interpret this, there's a God within us. Sometimes it's in small form, or sometimes it's manifest, depends on our nature. So these three verses have helped me. I'm a scientist in the beginning, did a PhD in physical chemistry. So my initial work was in physical sciences. Later on, it turned into cancer. And I look at the problem that others have said it's impossible to solve. That's the problem that drives me. And then my focus is how this problem, if I solve, will help the patient. How his cancer can be diagnosed better, more accurately, and can be given correct treatment. And more recently, I have taken up a challenge of the cancers that are about 30% of the cancer not diagnosed correctly. As a result, those people don't have a chance to live. And that's probably one of the most challenging problems so far that I have taken, but I believe with God's grace and with my guide of these three verses, not focusing on the results, not focusing on the money or monetary reward, but focusing on the ultimate reward. Can I find a way that these people who die in 6 months or 9 months after cancer is diagnosed, can I help, working with my team, find a way to have them live 5 to 10 years or more? Thank you.
Hi folks, we have today with us Mr. Krishna Kalra, who is a great innovator, a great scientist, as well as a spiritual leader. He is also the husband of none other than Dr. Satya Kalra, who has founded Path to Anandam. Welcome to INDTV USA with me, Jasleen. And tell us a little about your experience today as a panelist on International Gita Conference Board.
Well, it was a wonderful panel. In the morning, we had spiritual leaders give us all the wisdom, and in the evening, we had, I believe, a very good panel, basically talking about how to use Gita teachings in our daily life.
Awesome. So how have you been able to connect spirituality and technology?
Well, spirituality really helps me stay at a higher conscious level. That means I'm not distracted by the lot of noise around me, and I'm able to stay calm in the storm. As a result, I can focus on my work and achieve a lot more in a shorter period of time than if I was at a lower conscious level.
Awesome. So how do you think Gita principles can also be applied to innovation? I know you have had a lot of patents and you have been working on cancer research, and the results have been pretty phenomenal. Do you think Gita principles have been applied to them, to your success in any way?
Yes, I, in my talk at the panel, talked about 3 Gita verses which shape my day-to-day life. Basically, I live in material world, but I'm not attached to the material world. And attachment means I have a privilege to live in a nice house, privilege to drive a nice car, privilege to manage a company, but I don't have right on any of this. These privileges can be taken away by any time. So that non-attachment helps me maintain my higher conscious level. So I focus on the result. I focus on my work, my karma, and depend or leave up to the Lord of the results, whether achieving a solution to a problem or receiving a monetary reward. I leave it up to him. And that is essentially the Karmanya Vadhika Rastema, that verse, and then the second chapter, 45th verse. Those two verses combined make my life more fruitful, more stress-free, as well as ability to innovate, ability to see things that normally I may not be able to see. And as at a pure conscious level, I can think of the solutions, and then sometimes the solutions come in my dream, or when I'm taking a shower, or I'm driving a car, the solutions come to me. Otherwise, I may be spending a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of effort, and still not achieve that solution.
Awesome. So it's good to hear that you are a true practitioner of Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga and Gyan Yoga. You have a message that you want to throw out to our IND TV USA viewers?
Well, it is important that we maintain our sanity. And maintaining sanity, Gita is very, very useful and gives us many tools, many options. And maintaining sanity means we stay calm in the storm, and maintaining sanity really means that we are able to use our faculty fully. And once we use our faculties fully, we are able to do our work more effectively in a shorter period of time and achieve better results.
Awesome. Thanks a ton for speaking with IND TV USA. We appreciate your valuable time.
Thank you. Thank you.
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भुः मा ते सङ्गोत्स्वकर्मणि.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama